Hello, my name is Aaron Flood and I'm representing Product Innovation and Engineering LLC. At Pine, we've been asked by NavAir to improve the methodology for machining composite materials. This request has come out of the need to decrease the consumables associated with machining of composite structures. Additionally, we have targeted the goals of increasing the repeatability of the cuts and holes, as well as increasing the allowable complexity of machining operations and the subsequent joining operations. We will be doing this by veering away from the traditional mechanical machining with drill bits and mills and pivoting towards using a suite of lasers to perform the cutting operations. Pine employs a handful of talented engineers who work primarily on every aspect of the additive manufacturing process. We aim to support the entire AM process from computer-aided manufacturing, path planning, simulation, process and parameter development, prototype machine development, all the way to the development of testing equipment for AM builds. In order to widen our knowledge base, Pine has a strong working relationship with the Missouri University of Science and Technology and has partnered with several other universities in the past. This partnership has proven invaluable for this project, leveraging the Composites Manufacturing Lab at Missouri S&T. From a machine design and function perspective, laser cutting and AM are extremely similar. With the selection of a different set of focusing optics and the development of a different set of processing parameters, one can convert an AM machine into a cutting machine. With these slight modifications and the insight from the team at Missouri S&T, everything is in place for this technology to rapidly develop into a viable commercial product. The Navy team supporting the H-53 heavy lift helicopter put out the call for this project because accurately machining the CFRP materials for their helicopter is extremely challenging and expensive. They have asked for a system which can effectively and precisely machine holes in composite structures while preventing induced damage. Their end goal was to decrease the cost associated with manufacturing composite materials. This would reduce the cost of repair on any current aircraft, including the H-53, as well as facilitate the wider adoption of composite materials through reducing the barrier to entry for new platforms. The current state-of-the-art of machining composite materials is to use traditional machining techniques, most of which include liquid cooling of the part. This tried-and-true process is extremely expensive due to the tooling that is required. This tooling in and of itself is expensive, but due to the extremely abrasive nature of composite materials, the tool life is extremely short. So not only are manufacturers using expensive tooling, they're using a lot of it. In addition, as the tool wears, it is harder to meet tolerances due to the shrinking of the tool. Another push for a new machining technique is that it can open up opportunities for new joinery techniques as well. One manufacturer made the analogy of the state-of-the-art of joinery of composite materials to that of carpentry. When this can be improved, it will open up a multitude of opportunities for the application of composite materials in the aerospace industry and beyond. In order to further the current state-of-the-art, Pine has pivoted towards lasers as the source of material removal. We are looking at a pair of lasers which can perform a rough machining and a finish machining on the same system. This technology will allow for the selection of the appropriate laser based on the material being machined. Additionally, feedback will be included in the machine in order to ensure the correct processing parameters are being used at all times. Though a larger upfront cost, the use of lasers will reduce the long-term cost of manufacturing composite materials. This will be realized through the reduced material degradation due to tool wear. As the traditional mills and bits wear, they become dull and undersized. This results in undersized holes and more effort needing to be applied to meet general shape cutting tolerances. This will be eliminated in a laser cutting system because of the non-contact nature of the laser cutting process. So long as the optics remain clear, the cutting ability of the laser will not change throughout the life of the machine. Along with the non-contact cutting comes the elimination of replacing expensive tooling constantly. With the multi-laser system, it will reduce the need for multiple machines to perform cutting and drilling processes. The machine in development will be able to drill holes and perform shape cutting, which allows for the reduction of machines in a manufacturing facility. Throughout the Phase 1 period of performance, we were able to achieve a proof of concept and investigated the applicability of various types of lasers for laser cutting of composite materials. This information proved invaluable when selecting the lasers for the prototype machine being developed currently and for designing the machine in the current phase of the project. As with most aspects of life, the coronavirus has slowed the development of this machine. As of summer of 2021, the prototype machine has reached its first completed version and parameter development is being performed. This development is showing extremely promising results on the material system targeted by the Navy. After parameter development on this material system, Pine will begin development on select other material systems and take the necessary steps to begin designing the commercially available laser cutting machine. Upon its realization, this project will have several key components which set it apart from the current state-of-the-art of composites manufacturing. The first and foremost is the reduction of operating costs. As previously mentioned, traditional machining is expensive due to the constant and frequent replacement of expensive bits and mills. This will be eliminated with the laser cutting machine. Secondly, the application of a dual laser system will allow for higher quality cuts in a shorter time frame. It will be possible to rough cut quickly with the first laser and finish cut precisely with the second laser. This will prevent edge melting and delamination, which will be the biggest defects from the laser cutting of composite materials. Thirdly, due to the machine design being implemented, this machine will be able to perform edge and shape cutting along with the drilling of holes, resulting in a simplified setup process for the manufacturing of composite materials. Lastly, many manufacturing processes for composite materials require a guide hole for the process. This process will not and will rely on the machine's motion system for accurate alignment of holes and cuts. In order to realize the promised advantages of this project, it will be necessary to transition this technology so that it can be applied to aircraft. This process begins with the validation of the laser cut materials using ASTM standards. This will be a strong focus of the next steps of this project, to test the material under development in order to ensure the properties are understood and can be designed for. After this is understood, new materials, weaves, and tows will be investigated to determine how the process is altered by changing those characteristics of the material. During the entirety of the validation process, monitoring devices will be implemented in order to understand what causes acceptable cuts and what causes failed cuts. This data will then be used for an on-machine inspection in the commercial iteration of the system. After validation and material expansion, the machine components will be available to select beta testers who will ensure the results of the previous tests are valid. This will culminate in the development of a commercially available process. Though aerospace is the targeted market, this technology has applications in a range of sectors which all utilize composite materials. These sectors are mainly high-end automobile industries and the high-end sports equipment industries. Due to their lower risk of bodily harm if failure occurs, these markets will be targeted as a stepping stone in proving out this process while the aerospace industry works on adopting this technology. Currently, Pine is working on drilling countersink and through holes on a single composite material system. The knowledge gained from this process will then be applied to counter bore holes and shape cutting on a range of material systems. This is where Pine needs help from potential partners. We want to hear from you. What shapes, hole sizes, and material systems are important to your aircraft or process? What are the machine and safety requirements held by your company we must meet in order to get this technology into your manufacturing paradigm? What can we demonstrate that will make you want to adopt this new technology? And lastly, how can we start the conversation to ensure that our technology fits your niche? We want to work with you. Please reach out if you think there's a possibility that Pine can help make your process better. Thank you for your time. And if I've piqued your interest about laser machining of composite structures, or more broadly with Pine's AM expertise, please look us up online at www.mopine.com, or feel free to reach out to me personally. My contact information is on the screen now. Thanks again, and have a great day.